So campism is becoming more and more popular on the online left as a political framework. And campism is about looking at the world and identifying two major camps, the West and then countries that are seen to be opponents to the West. And one of the real problems with campism as a political framework is that rather than seeing society as being divided fundamentally between working class people and the oppressed versus capitalists of all nations, it junks all of that, the kind of Marxist framework of class, and instead presents society as being primarily divided between different regimes that are on different sides.
The basis of campus politics is basically picking different capitalist regimes in the world and picking the one that you hate the least, effectively.
Like the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, literally. And so instead of doing that, Marxists say, well, you don't have to settle for supporting some kind of capitalist regime that is oppressing their own working class, but happens to be against the United States, or maybe they call themselves socialist. Instead, we say that we have to support the universal working class across the whole world.
The true Marxist position is to oppose all regimes that dominate and oppress working class people, whether that is the United States, which you've got to completely oppose Western imperialism, but also regimes on the other side of the fence. And this matters because people in Iran are rising up in immensely significant protests against their government. Campists reject these protests. They instead side with the Iranian regime on the basis that, well, it's a regime that appears oppositional to the West. I think we should support the protests in Iran and the right of the Iranian people to rise up against the theocracy that governs them, because I think Marxism and socialist politics is about saying that wherever working class people, oppressed people are dominated, and also wherever they are resisting, you've got to stand with them, take their side.
Yeah, totally. We don't cherry pick between what working classes in different parts of the world deserve to be liberated and fight for their liberation and ones that don't deserve to do that. Like, as Marxists, we are for the entire working class being liberated from their oppressors, and that means them overthrowing their regime.
Campism is in its essence a capitalist worldview, a capitalist ideology, in the sense that it, just like Western capitalists, just like, for example, historically Winston Churchill, it sees the world as a chessboard of states and regimes and looks specifically at the movement of those regimes where they fit with each other. Whereas the premise of the politics of Marx, Engels, the internationalism of Lenin and Rosa Luxemburg was all about rejecting the concept that only states are social agents and instead saying, actually, it's the masses, it's the working class who are the true social agent, the ones who can transform society, and the ones in which revolutionaries and Marxists should have our hopes.